the mayor of Las Vegas, Carolyn Goodman, who's been quite busy and obviously quite distressed, but does want to relay what's happening to your great city. Ms. Mayor, I know you've been mayor since 2011. Can you describe what today has been like for you?
Yes. The act and insanity of a scumbag madman who has taken so selfishly 29 lives of beloved people from around the country, not just from Las Vegas. And it's just been a tragic time. How dare any human being do that? And we have not been tolerant of any thought of that. It's been a very, very difficult time, and as you've mentioned the numbers, and we know how fabulous our first responders have been, our law enforcement. They were out there, of course, monitoring the crowd at that wonderful country western festival, and kids in cowboy boots and just out having grand time for the past 3 nights, and then to have this happen last night. Our Trauma 1 unit, and I know you've been speaking with them, incredible. All the hospitals, doctors pouring in, nurses, even our custodial staff to keep the floors clean and healthy as we bring in patient after patient on a gurney. And just they have done their utmost to save as many lives as possible. Right. But the tragedy remains for all the people who don't know where their loved ones are. And it's been extremely difficult. But we have heard from around the country, right, from mayors and governors and people, and even from Canada, just expressing their love and their horror and how are we doing it. But one single crazed madman has turned this city upside down temporarily. This is a wonderful community of loving people. They've been waiting in line, some of them for 5 and 6 hours to give blood. Right. They've contributed, as you know, over $2 million to a fund to help families who've lost someone or haven't found them, and to help pay for care. Boyd Group and South Point, Siegel Suites, just to mention a few, right, have donated free rooms for those who have no place to stay. So this has just been a tremendous bonding for us all as we come together, and right, we just know the sadness is that there are probably a beautiful number of 59 new stars in the heavens, and right, we're just tragically stricken by this.
And we want that number to hold. When I got up this morning, it was 2, then it was 20, then it was 40, then it was over 50, yes, and then it was 200 wounded. Now we're up to 527 wounded. Now, between you and your husband, you know the city as well as anybody. If I was, yes, to tell you that one individual would bring up 23 firearms, yes, into one hotel room, which was a suite, what would you have told me before yesterday?
I would have said that's totally impossible, but we're not about going and examining people's bags. We certainly know what's happening at the airport, and since 9/11 and since Sandy Hook and since Pulse nightclub, I mean, so many tragedies, and so many of them created by the fewest number of people. It's intolerable. And I would tell you this city is no different, but we are a resilient group and a bonded group and a hugely diverse group that really takes great pride, right, in making sure that conventions and people and tourists have a good time. This concert was phenomenal, and when I spoke to patients, I went into the hospitals probably about 1 or 2 o'clock early this morning, and speaking to those who did not have life-threatening injuries, as they told me that they really were so stunned by it, they didn't know if it was fireworks or just some type of crackling of technology that's come through, right, the performance. And then some of them said they had no idea that it was one location that all the shots were ringing from. But these are people that are just, I can't tell you the bonding here, right, and the resilience to a mad, crazed scumbag. Right. It will not be tolerated.
Mayor Goodman, I'll tell you, no one could, you have a tremendous responsibility on your shoulders. We watch one mayor rally an entire country, and Mayor Giuliani, and I think you got the same thing within you to do the same thing. So keep talking to everybody about what's happening. Let everyone know that this city's going to go back to normal. And let us find out what this madman was up to before he perpetrated this horrible series of assassinations. Mayor Goodman, thanks so much.
And you are so right. Thank you. Thank you for sharing with us.
You got it.